Welcome to our parent information session on shared reading, presented by the Speech Pathology team at PL Language Development School. I would like to start with an acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, where Noongar people performed age-old ceremonies of storytelling, music, dance and celebration, and where they cared for the lands and the waterways. We acknowledge and pay respect to the elders past and present, and acknowledge those of the future, for they hold the memories, traditions and hopes for all Aboriginal Australians. Always was, always will be. In today's session, we will look at what is shared reading or book sharing, the importance of shared reading, how to implement shared reading at home, targeting your child's developmental language profile or DLP goals within a book, and where to access books. Shared reading or book sharing is when an adult, for example a parent or caregiver or grandparent or teacher, interacts with a child while reading a story together. The adult responds to what catches the child's interest in a book, making it a positive learning experience for them. Book sharing should be fun, and meaningful connections can be made between the child's own personal experiences and what happens in the book. For example, if you are reading a book about the zoo and your child has been to the zoo, you can link this experience while reading the book. Research shows that book sharing also plays an important role in the development of your child's speech, language and literacy skills. For younger children, picture books are a great way to target these skills. Some of our older students, particularly those in Year 2 and 3, may prefer chapter books being read to them. Even though these books do not contain pictures, they still target a range of appropriate skills and often suit the child's current interests more. Sharing factual books is another way to engage older students who are fascinated by learning new and interesting facts. Developing an interest and love for books is really important as we teach children to learn to read. When students enjoy and are interested in books, it opens up many opportunities for them to grow and learn even more. Book sharing provides a meaningful context to learn new vocabulary, ask questions, and learn the rules of the English language. Understanding and sharing stories plays a big role in the development of our social skills and relationships with others. All of these benefits can be linked to the goals your child is currently targeting in their individual language plan, which I will show you in coming slides. This diagram provides an illustration of the importance of shared reading to a child's development. Shared reading provides a wonderful bonding experience for the parent, caregiver, and the child. Parents are a child's first and most important teacher, and sharing books helps to create connections and helps to foster a love of reading. It also provides the opportunity to introduce your child to new words and concepts that you might not use in everyday conversation. When sharing books with younger children, let your child choose the book. It's okay to make suggestions from time to time, but allowing your child to choose the book ensures that your child is truly interested. Let your child hold the book and turn the pages. Children love to be actively involved and to have some control over the book reading. Don't worry if they skip a few pages. The goal is just to make sharing books an enjoyable experience at this stage. Let your child read the book in their own way. Some children just like to look at a few pages or flip through the whole book for a few moments. Others want to look at everything on every page. Let your child look at the book at their own pace and according to their own interests. You don't have to finish reading the whole book at one time. It's okay to change things up. You don't have to read every word on the page. You can simplify the story or just talk about what you can see in the pictures. It's also okay to keep things the same. Some children love to look at the same book over and over again. There's no need to discourage this. The repetition and familiarity helps your child learn new words and better understand the concepts within the book. Remember to wait for your child to do or say something. After you have either turned the page or read one page, just sit and wait quietly for a few moments. Avoid asking questions or pointing out anything particular on the page. Your goal is to give your child the opportunity to express themselves and to take turns with you. You can also try acting it out. Once a story is familiar to your child, they may enjoy acting out the story with actions or props. For example, if you read a story about a baby bird learning to fly, you could pretend to flap your wings as you learn to fly all around the living room with your child. When sharing books with older children, try adding in more language. This means use a variety of words. Try to avoid just naming the pictures in the book, as this will result in your child being exposed mostly to nouns, the names of things. While nouns are important, your child also needs to be exposed to words that describe, such as messy, sticky, or enormous. Action words, such as climb, fly, yell, or see. Words for feelings, such as grumpy, excited, tired. Location words, such as beside, under, or through. And words about time, such as soon, later, or after. Highlight the important words. Emphasize the most important words, the words that are key to your child's understanding of the information presented on that page. Slow down and show a picture in the book which demonstrates the meaning of the word. Repeat these new words often when talking about the story and in everyday life. This will help your child remember these new words and hopefully begin using them themselves. Expand your child's message. When your child says something about the book, you can respond by elaborating on the message. For example, if they say, "There's a frog," while pointing to a picture of a frog jumping between lily pads, you can expand this by saying, "Yes, the frog is jumping on the lily pads." Adding on to your child's idea shows your child how to produce longer sentences and gives them more information about the topic. Help to build your child's understanding. Your child will gain a better understanding of their experiences and their world when you draw connections between the book and real life. For example, if you look at a book about a trip to the doctor, you could talk to your child about their recent visit to the GP. Build on your child's imagination. Books offer a great opportunity to add language that introduces imaginary concepts to your child. Talking about topics like castles, ghosts, or pirates that your child cannot experience in real life helps to build your child's language, play, and thinking skills. Also go beyond the here and now. Go beyond the pages of the book to generate discussions with your child that will expand their thinking. You can help your child predict what might happen. For example, what do you think will happen when the wolf tries to blow down the brick house? You might compare and contrast. That dog is really small, just like your friend Jane's dog. Or talk about feelings. That boy can't find his ball. He looks sad. Where possible, make connections with their own experiences, such as, remember when you lost your doll and you felt sad? These ways of talking encourage your child to think, solve problems, and imagine. I will now go through a few strategies that can be used when interacting with your child through a book. This includes the vital reading triangle, using your voice, and interaction and turn taking. The way we position ourselves to read to a child is very important. When reading to a child or a group of children, we like to follow the reading triangle. The triangle model allows the child to connect with both the adult and the book. Whilst reading or talking about the pictures, you need to be able to see your child's expressions, what they are interested in, and both you and the child should be able to see the book. This allows you to be able to follow the child's lead. If they are pointing to a picture or talking about the story, stop reading briefly and discuss this with your child. A good example of this can be seen in the top picture. As you can see in the bottom picture, the adult can't see the child's face, what they are looking at, what they are interested in, or their facial expressions. Using an animated voice and facial expressions helps to carry the emotional tone of the story. It makes it more fun and easy for your child to join in and also helps their play skills develop. You can change these throughout the story to help add meaning. For example, putting on different voices for each of the characters in the story, especially when there is speech occurring between the characters. Repeating parts of the book or reading stories that have rhyme or are repetitive can also encourage your child's listening skills and their ability to have a go at telling parts of the story. Studies have shown that having an interactional style during book sharing enhances the development of language skills. Interact with the book in a fun and engaging manner. Describe what you can see in the pictures. You don't have to read the story word for word. Encourage questioning and comments. Where you can, encourage the child to tell parts of the story. and allow them to use gestures and point to the words and pictures, having you respond appropriately to what they are interested in. Your child's developmental language profile contains specific goals targeting their comprehension skills, all of which can be targeted through a Bookshare activity. For example, for younger children, they may have a comprehension goal to respond to who questions. This can be targeted in the story by asking the child, who is doing what, or who were the characters in the story. They may have a point to or show me goal, and these can be targeted by looking at the pictures in the book. For example, show me the dog, or point to something that is brown and barks. This is a copy of our blank questioning bookmark that many of you may have received at either your child's developmental language profile meeting or from your child's classroom teacher, either this year or perhaps in previous years. It's really handy to use at home, especially when sharing books together, as you can flip to the level of questions that your child is working on, which means that you don't have to remember all of the different question types. Parents will often have theirs sitting on their child's bookshelf or bedside table, so it is easy to find and use. If you do not have one of these bookmarks, please ask your child's classroom teacher so that they can send one home for you. Narrative is another language area on your child's developmental language profile that can be targeted during book sharing activities. For example, for younger children, you can talk about the characters in the story, where they are, when the story took place, and what happened. For our older students, you may discuss what the problem is in the story, what attempts were made to solve the problem, and how the problem was resolved. Children can also have a go at retelling the story themselves, and you can prompt them to include these elements in their retells. These are examples of the narrative cues that we use within the classroom. They can be used as prompts while sharing a book together at home. They help children learn and identify parts of the story to assist them retelling events. If you do not have a copy of these and would like one, please speak to your child's classroom teacher. Shared reading is also a great way to help build your child's semantic skills. You can help to build your child's vocabulary through labeling, categorizing, generating differences and similarities between items or characters, and introducing antonyms and synonyms using the vocabulary found within the book you are reading. These are examples of the semantics cues we use in the classroom. They can be used as prompts while sharing a book together at home. They help children learn new vocabulary. If you do not have a copy of these and would like one, please speak to your child's classroom teacher. Libraries offer a huge range of resources that can be borrowed at no cost. We are lucky to have some amazing local libraries in our area, and these are listed on the slide. Taking your child to the library and letting them choose their own books can be a fun adventure. You can talk about and plan the trip to the library together, building a sense of anticipation and enjoyment. Libraries also offer activities for younger children and activity packs that can be completed at home that relate to a book. Visit or contact your local library to find out what they have on offer. Thank you for watching our book sharing video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions regarding the content of this video, please speak to your child's classroom teacher or a member of the speech pathology team at PL Language Development School.